Hi, and welcome to the next video in the short series on building resilience. So today I'm going to talk a little bit around leadership and how different leadership factors can influence resilience, okay, for the team. So when we're leading through crisis, we want to consider a few things about what skills we have, okay, what skills our leaders have, and the most appropriate sort of leadership and how that influences the team's response to challenge and adversity. So the first one is style. So leadership has a number of different sort of styles. So there's leaders that are very good at personal management. There's leaders that are very good at creativity and innovation. There's leaders that are more authoritative. Okay, so there's a number of different styles of leadership. So when we're leading through crisis, we need to think about what's the most appropriate style of leadership to get us through challenging situations or difficult circumstances. Okay, when things are a lot easier, what's the type of leadership that's most appropriate then? And then when we need to pivot, what's the most appropriate style of leadership to create innovation and pivot? So think about what skills you have and when it's appropriate, when you sort of need to take more of a backseat and let someone with more appropriate skills have a little bit more direction and input. Okay, and then what sort of leaders do we need? In what context and circumstances do we need them? The next one is behavior. So what sort of behaviors do you model for those below you? Because often we learn by seeing and not by hearing and doing. So when we look up to leaders, the behaviors they show in difficult times, a lot of times create the mental models for that individual as to how they're going to lead in similar sort of circumstances. And the other one is response. So the way a leader responds to adversity often builds or degrades confidence in the ability of the leader to steer that team through uncomfortable circumstances or difficulty or challenge. So what sort of behaviors do we need to see in the leaders? What sort of behaviors do you have? Okay, are they appropriate? Okay, do you have strong behaviors? Are they positive for the team? And how do they influence the way the team responds based on the leader's response? Okay, the next one is belief. So the way a leader sees the team, whether it's positive or negative, influences the outcome of that team. So through a number of sort of subconscious factors, if a leader believes that that team's not capable of something, then they will have a negative outcome in that context. If the leader believes they are high performing or they're very capable, then through those same subconscious factors, that team performs a lot better. So often the belief is imparted on the team. So the way we believe or the way we see a team often heavily influences the outcome that that team actually gets. Okay, so we need to be very open-minded about the team and especially new members into it. And the last one is impact. Okay, what sort of impact does a leader have on the team as far as them being more resilient? So a leader that builds high trust, high cohesion, these sort of things, has very good relationships and interpersonal skills with the team members, okay, they're likely to follow that person into adversity, okay, as opposed to someone that kind of dictates to the team or has sort of more negative behaviors towards the team. Are they going to follow that person into discomfort? Because think about it, would you follow somebody you didn't like into something you didn't want to do? So think about the sort of impact you have on the team or the impact that the leader has on their team. Okay, is it positive or negative? Is that team going to follow that leader into discomfort? So just a couple sort of factors there to try and help sort of improve the way you look at how leadership influences team resilience, okay, and then try and understand what skills you have, what you might need to improve on, what sort of leaders might be most appropriate to what teams, okay, and try and improve team resilience just through some of these leadership factors. So I hope that kind of helps improve the understanding around how leadership influences resilience. As always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. Okay, there's plenty of resources on the website. And if you need or want some assistance in improving your team, please get in touch. Okay, as always, look forward to presenting the next video in this series. I hope you enjoy.